So I've got a new project planned for the i3, and this will enable me to heat the interior of the car using waste heat from the range extender engine. So normally the way the cooling system works is when the engine's heating up, the coolant is taking this path, and as the coolant starts getting hotter and hotter, this thermostat here opens, which allows coolant to flow through this plate heat exchanger here, which would normally be a radiator if this engine was to be used on a motorbike. What I'm going to do is break this coolant line here at some point and run hoses through to that compartment which is underneath the rear seats where the iDrive unit and amplifier is located. And in that compartment I'll install a water to air heat exchanger. So this is a rather nice one here. The only issue I can see with it is the pipes in it are quite thin. It looks as if it's manufactured out of possibly 8mm copper tubing, or maybe slightly larger. Another option was this other product here. This is a much cheaper one which seems to have nice large pipes on it, but I don't think it will be able to actually handle as much heat. And with this one I'd need to install sort of 3 little vents in the back of the car, and the vents would just go underneath here. So probably this single big one would be ideal. And what I'll do is have a proper inspection of the car to make sure that everything will fit, and then I'll probably just order all the parts and try my best just to get on with it. I will need proper rubber radiator hose though. You can't just use any sort of old PVC tubing, as it will just melt with the heat. So hopefully it will be a successful project, meaning that I can save quite a lot of battery power, and the range extender, the heat is waste anyway, so we might as well make good use of it. So the reason that I'm not using the existing water heat exchanger in the car, which is normally connected to an electric water heater, is because it's just going to be an enormous job to route the pipes through to the front of the car like that. It would probably be nearly impossible without probably removing the high voltage battery from the car to actually get into the cooling pipe run. I don't even know where the pipes run. Plus I would have to probably fight with the heating climate control software as well, because if I connect that into the heater circuit, when I switch on the heating in the car, the electric heater will now try and heat up that whole engine block as well, so it just probably wouldn't work. It would be just too much of a nightmare doing it that way. So I think the separate heat exchanger is the easiest option. And one final point to note is that if I was to pipe this into the heating system, the existing one, and then remove the high voltage heating element that's there, I would lose preconditioning, and I would only be able to heat the car if this engine was running. So that's another reason why having the separate heat exchanger running just off a separate switch somehow for the 12 volt system is a much better alternative.